Glass pressing was invented in America in the 1820s and was patented around 1825. The advantage with pressing is that glass can be shaped and decorated at the same time. The first glass press was introduced in Sweden in 1836 at the Reimyre glasswork. Since the technique is basically simple, it spread rapidly, and Kosta started to produce pressed glass by 1839. The manual glass press has looked similar for the last 2 centuries. In principle, pressing is very simple. Molten glass is first collected in a heat-resistant mold. You also need to have a heat-resistant stamp. Lowering the stamp into the molten glass forces the glass to fill out the mold. In case the stamp or the mold, or both, has a pattern, then will this pattern also occur on the product. Once the glass is cold enough to retain its shape, the stamp is lifted and the product is removed and transferred to the cooling furnace. Small products, like saucers, may cool fast enough to be produced for by the minute, while thick-walled bowls or vases may require several minutes. For a manual press, a team of 4 is required. One man delivers glass from the furnace. The master judges the proper amount of glass and caps off. One man maneuvers the lever. For large products, the master may have to help to acquire enough force. And finally, an assistant carries the product to the cooling furnace on an insulated tray. Since glass is very viscous, will the pressing require a huge force, and the pressure from inside the mold will be exceptionally high. For the mold not to crack, it has to be thick-walled and becomes very heavy. A press mold is always recognized by a handle on one side and a spike on the other side. This is to get the pressed product out of the mold. So lift the handle so that the mold rests on the spike, and then pull back, but mind it that the spike still rests on the table. And finally, turn the mold upside down so that the product falls onto the tray carried by the assistant.